Hey all, welcome back to Alternative House channel. Today we are in Germany visiting Tina. She built her tiny house with help of her father and she has been living in it already for 5 years, and today she's gonna give us a tour. Let's have a look.
So welcome to the tiny house together with Ida. So that's the dog, that's her. And so yeah, maybe let's have a look around or inside.
How big is the tiny house?
It's almost 17 square meter.
So it's 7.2 times 2.5, the trailer.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and the little tiny porch at the beginning. So it's additional in the beginning.
And you built it together with your father?
Yes, at least I have to say he built it with a friend. So he's a constructor, and I just put everything on the paper. So I did the design, and of course I help wherever I can. But I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. So I'm really thankful for my dad and his friend. And for example, my uncle, he's an electrician. So I had a lot of people around me to make it possible to set it up. And for example, I got the door and the windows from a house of a family. They wanted to throw it away, and then I said, okay, I could use it. Can I have it, please? And that was the idea behind, because I knew I have my dad, and he's turning everything into gold, whatever he touches. And we have the friends, and they are quite skilled in working with wood. And we have my uncle, and so yeah, that's why I was kind of confident enough to set up this project. And so yeah, and we built it. So we started in October 2018, and I moved in September 2019.
Okay.
So
almost a year.
Almost a year.
And you used a lot of recycled materials?
I did, but more for the wood. So as I already mentioned, we recycled the windows and the door. Originally, I had the idealistic idea of to do the insulation with the wool of my animals, of my sheep, because I wanted to use it as how to say, natural as possible, but
environment friendly.
Exactly, but it was not possible because wool is too heavy. So we always needed to figure out or to use light material to avoid it's getting too heavy. So because we still wanted to transport it on the road, so unfortunately I couldn't do it with the wool of my sheep. I had some trouble with wind because when we arrived here, it was short before Christmas. We had only the tiny metal, and then the wind came from this side and then put the studs away. So I was sitting inside, and all the tiny house just crashed down.
Oh no!
I was kind of really horrified because I didn't, for the first time at the beginning, I didn't know what happened. But then we found out, okay, it's just on the back that it was standing like from this, it was standing then like that.
Yeah.
And so we needed to fix it, but fortunately nothing happened inside. So everything was flying around, and some glasses were broken, but nothing serious was harmed.
Yeah, it's important to put on some kind of bricks.
And now we built it a bit.
They're not so strong.
Did it a bit better. Here we have some surprises from the chicken. So we're keeping the chicken and the sheep and goats for the eggs and for the meat. A couple of years ago, I already did some cheese from the goats, but I don't have the time for that now. But that's the idea for the future, to process the milk as well. But basically, it's just a hobby. We are just keeping them. I'm keeping them since 10 years now. So I'm a sheep and goat mom since 10 years. It's partly idealistic because they are special breeds, and I want them to kind of survive or to breed them. Sometimes we sell lambs, but if we have kind of animals, sheep and goats, we can't sell. We produce our own meat. So we don't buy any meat anymore. So the only meat we try to eat, of course, we don't pay attention if we are invited, so that's fine. So kind of, but here for the setting at home, we try to produce our own meat and just to consume that. It should be possible to kind of do it from A to B or from A to Z, like to process it from the living animal to the meat in the end. So yeah, that's it feels kind of good for us to go this way.
Yeah. So that was one of the reasons you decided to build a tiny house?
Yes, to maintain the herd. Also, so because I couldn't imagine to live in the city and come to the sheep and goats every day. So the idea was to live close or next to them, and of course you really get used to them. Maybe it sounds totally strange, and I'm that. Crazy sheep lady, but I can tell by the sound they make, I can tell which animal it is. Okay. So which sheep it is. So, and I can even hear when I'm lying in bed, I can even hear if a pregnant sheep starts to deliver the lamb. So I can hear it from the noise that something is wrong. And then I get up and then, okay, now it's time for you to get your lambs. So you really get, if you're keeping them so close and if you spend so much time together with them, you really know each individual and you know the character of them and you know what's special about them and you know the sounds of them as well. So it's really important for us to keep that lifestyle, to be so close with our animals. And and then to sometimes to appreciate what they give us. Right. So as you can see here, there is a tiny house for the dog as well, and it's quite nice to just not to bend down, but to able to give the cuddles and the shade. So that's kind of comfortable. So we enjoy that.
And it's the same theme as a house. So
it is. It's actually what my dad did. So I moved in, and half a year later, it was her birthday. I mean, that's those dads who love the dogs. And he came around with this house, and he said, "Oh, I have a birthday present for the dog." And then he just gave the dog the house. So he built it at home, and then it was a surprise for me and the dog, of course. Yeah. And he did it in the same style like we built the house. In the previous place, I had kind of a tent where I set up an outdoor living room. And I really loved that place, but as we moved here, I didn't have a place to stay outside. And of course, in summer, it gets really hot inside, and you can't stay inside. And so that's why I thought to set up a lounge in this area. Nice. So it's quite comfortable.
Yeah. And it's covered from the rain.
Yes, a bit. And the sun normally. I mean, today is cloudy. It could have been nice to have the sun today, but we are not lucky for today. At least it doesn't rain. But the sun goes like this, and even if it's really hot, it is in the shade. So it's still quite nice, and even with the wind, to stay outside. Yeah, and it's just easy. You just climb inside. I really love this spot because you can relax a bit, but still have a look on the sheep and the goats. So I really love staying here and just watch them. And
yeah, it looks very comfy.
Yes, it is.
And the second floor you don't use.
There is the possibility to set up the next layer.
Guest room.
Yeah, but it's getting tinier, and at least you need a ladder to go up. Yeah. But maybe that's the next step to do something with the upper floor.
Yeah. And this is like some kind of fireplace?
Yes, that's again my dad built it. It was for my birthday. And
so everything comes for birthdays.
Yes, it's quite nice, and I really love that. I mean, I don't care about like expensive presents, but I really love handmade things, and especially if I really can use them. So it's kind of a fireplace, but it's still nice that you can stay here and talk and have a chat and eat and drink here. And in winter, we often stay around here, eat some good stuff, and drink some mild wine. And you get, it's quite nice because you get the heat from underneath. Because normally you have those. In Germany, we say heat mushroom.
Okay.
Do you
This
know?
is,
Do you know what I
LPG.
mean?
Yeah.
Where the heat comes from, it's like an umbrella,
Yeah,
and the
it's,
heat comes
running
from.
on gas.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then you can just feel the heat from above,
Yeah.
and the heat goes away most of the time. And here it's quite nice because the heat is coming from the ground, and it goes up, and then
Nice.
you can feel like, okay, it's around, I don't know, -5 degrees, and you still feel comfortable staying
nice.
outside.
This porch is like a hallway to leave your shoes. And
Yes,
stuff.
it's quite comfortable and handy, especially when it starts raining. So you can leave your stuff here, and I mean, if it's getting too hard rain, so it still gets wet. But for this, if it's just a normal rain, that's just perfect. And sometimes, yeah, it's just nice to stay here. So sometimes when I came from work, I'm just sitting here with yeah, something good to drink, and yeah, just enjoy the sunset and enjoy yeah, the sheep and the goats. It's quite nice. Welcome inside. As you can see, that's so you enter the house, and then you're standing straight away in the kind of living room, and I really like this couch because I was kind of arguing with my dad when we did the interior, because he said, "Oh no, that's too big, and just put a sofa, like a two-seat sofa." But I said, "No, I would like to have my legs or to have a bigger space for sitting down, and I don't regret it." So it was. I know it's narrow and it's getting quite close to the oven, but it's still okay. So it works. It works very well. And in winter, it's super cozy. So we use it with just with wood. And I always wanted to have an oven with a window, because if I heat with wood, I would like to see the flames and the fire. And so yeah, that's quite nice sitting here in winter, enjoy a cup of coffee or tea or whatever, and just relax in front of the oven.
Yeah.
And
I
yeah.
like this huge window. It's like DIY project, or it's for some greenhouses made, because it's interesting shape.
Yes, it is, but it's actually a window for a shopping center. And I thought it could be quite nice first to get some light inside, and additionally to get some space. As you know, we had to keep the limit of 4 meter, and so I couldn't, and for the weight, so we couldn't have it. Like in the loft until here, so we needed to reduce the material. So that's why it's getting it's coming down here in front or next to the door. And the idea was to put this window to get some space, like to not to feel like in a cage, or to be to be, or to feel like in a too narrow space.
Yeah,
And
and it brings so much light.
it
here.
is. I love it, and it was also a thing I argued with my dad, because he said, "Oh no, you already got so many windows, and you don't need a window over there." And I said, "Oh yes, I need it," and I don't regret it. So it's perfect. And maybe what's a bit funny, because as I already mentioned, these windows are coming from a house, and normally you have the handle on this side, but we needed to turn it from an angle of 90 degrees. If I put it like this, I wouldn't have the space for the sofa. It works quite well, but we didn't think about the area which is needed for the dropping water of the rain, because normally you have it on this side, because we turned it, so we needed to adjust the windows to avoid water coming down. So that was one thing I didn't expect. We needed to find a solution for the special window angle.
Yeah, but it works.
It
You did
works. It works.
Yeah.
Now it's fine, because at the beginning the rain was just coming inside, but now it works.
And with roof window, you had no issues.
No, that's fine. So that's the living room. Then you come to a tiny working space. So it's a table to fold it down, but I never do it because I always have my notebook here. And then we come to the kitchen place, and it's kind of course, the center in a tiny house, because the table is just needed for everything. So for the kitchen stuff, for working, for just sitting and chatting, for eating. Behind this door, I have my clothing. So. And it's always messy. So, for example, I put something on the door as well to use all the space, or additionally try to use the space on the doors as well. Like I put the how's it called, from the pots. So
Lead.
the
lead.
Yeah, is it a lead?
Yeah.
So the leads from the pot.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
it's clever because then it's like kind of not so messy. Because
It is,
it's always
because
on
I
the
hate
doors.
it. I hate it.
Yeah.
When you put the pots outside, everything is just crashing down and makes some terrible noise. And so here it's kind of organized. And normally I'm not an organized person, but the tiny house forces you to be organized.
Right.
And what I really like is the huge fridge freezer combination. So it's as I'm living here full time. I need enough space for all the food and stuff, and that's kind of
And it's
okay.
very interesting. Like it's actually the open wardrobe, and you still made a door. But from this side, you can see your
Yeah,
clothes.
the idea was to close it,
Yeah.
to build something to avoid you can look inside, but this kind of project you always say I will do it later, but you never do it. So so I got used to it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I can live with that, and I don't mind if you can look inside, and even the stairs. It was really tough to design them because I wanted to use the space inside, but also to avoid too steep steps. Because if I would have done just stairs like this, it's quite high to step here.
Yeah.
So that's why I did it diagonal. So I have to have a nice way of getting up and still can use it for storage. It looks like something is missing here. So normally people tend to say, "Oh, you missed some stairs." So I should have put. We need some more.
One more step.
One more. Thank you. One more step, but actually no, you don't need it because that's quite comfortable. Because if you stay here, you just go like this, and then you're in the bedroom in the loft.
Yeah.
Because if you go down, I don't need a step here. That's not necessary. That's quite comfortable to go like this.
Yeah.
So I don't have to go backwards. So I just need to pay attention to this hook with my hair, because in summer when it's getting too hot, I put a blanket here to get some shade.
Right.
That's the bedroom. At least I can sit here like this.
Yeah, it's more spacious than it looks from the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting a bit tough for my boyfriend because he's taller than I am, so he couldn't sit like this.
Yeah.
But it's still fine. You just go here and then you lay down in the bed, so you don't have to sit upright. Yeah, that's fine.
And you have a cozy window there.
Yeah, that's a tiny window, because I always like to have a look. What's going on, especially with the sheep and goats. And that's the picture always in the morning when I wake up. The dog is waiting here and saying good morning. never calculated what I spent. I think it is around 15,000.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it was 5,000 for the trailer,
Right.
and I think I didn't put more than 10,000 for the construction and the interior. Maybe it's a bit more for all the stuff,
Yeah.
but it's definitely less than 20,000.
So it was 1 year of building, but I guess it was like spare time evenings. It was not like full time.
Exactly. No, it was, we are all full time working,
Yeah.
and we did it just after work and during holidays or at the weekends. So it was not possible to have like a month or two to build it from the beginning until the end. So that's why I needed a year, but we did it because we are full time. We were full time working.
Yeah. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a biologist and teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was working for conservational projects a couple of years, and then I did some. I was kind of a tour guide, and I felt like, okay, it really makes me happy to give knowledge to other people, and that's why I decided to study to become a teacher. And so yeah, that's why I'm teaching biology
In school.
in school. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have some privacy with the door. So I mostly have it open because when I'm on my own, I don't mind, but yeah, it's nice for having guests. At least you can close the door and have some privacy in the bathroom. And yeah, I think here is everything you need. Here's a washing machine, a composting toilet. The shower is quite big for a tiny house. And yeah, there's nothing there's nothing I miss, to be honest. So everything is here what I need. Um, I was um, I was looking for solutions like to include the lighting, for example, with this area here for the so it has some storage inside, and I can even connect the music box with it, so I can use it for a couple of features.
Yeah.
So that's quite. Of course, it's getting tinier, but I think for a tiny house, the bathroom is quite spacey.
Yeah, it's quite big. It's like 1.5 meter, right?
Yeah, because I needed to decide here. I could have done. I could have put the wall here, but then it would have been very tiny. So I decided to go to the next wooden slot, and that's why it is here, and that makes the bathroom a bit a bit more open and.
Yeah. So just next beam here. So you have beams and to make the wall.
Exactly.
And you have electric boiler and
Exactly, that's the one here, and yeah, it works quite well. When we arrived here, I didn't have running water for half a year.
Yeah.
So I needed to live from water from boxes or tanks for half a year, even through the winter. That was quite challenging. But now we have the official water system connected, and then that's just fine.
So you have all hookups here.
Yeah.
And you have still composting toilet.
Yes, yes, because we don't need to flush or use so much water. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
So that's totally that's I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Often people are a bit, especially people who haven't been here to this tiny house, sometimes a bit. A bit more. They're not that confident using it, but as soon as they did it, they say, "Okay, that's fine. There's nothing special about it. It doesn't matter if you put some wooden pieces on it or if you flush it down."
Yeah.
So that's fine.
And I like the way you hided the pipes with bamboo.
It was we had them. It was a leftover from. I don't know where it came from, but it was it's again recycled material, and we decided to hide to hide it behind.
Nice. And this ladder is for something specific?
Yes, sometimes to reach to clean the window.
All right.
But more for the dining area. So my boyfriend often sits on the chair over there, and I take the ladder, and it's my chair.
Ah, okay.
So it's a removable
Multi-purpose.
removable chair. I put it there, and then I just sit there, and then we put it back to have the space in the kitchen.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for showing around.
Yeah. Welcome.